So this is a perfect size room for me. My name is Kristen Hirosha, and my company is Slings, and I'm here today with 3 other companies, and we're going to do just a small presentation about baby slings and carriers, in light of the recent CPSC warning that came down in March, and then the subsequent continuous sling rider recall. With me today, I have
Nicole with Baby
Catan, Beth from Catford Baby, and Gillian from Moby Rack. All of us we have good, reputable products and good track records, and we really want to sort of shine some light on that as opposed to the sort of media circus that happened in March surrounding the other baby carrier. Okay. So I'm going to use this little handout that we made, or that Gillian made so greatly for us. So it's sort of a guide, my presentation. Okay, so on the side it says, what your customers need to know about baby carrier safety. We want to talk about how the CPSC warning was about unsafe positioning in slings and carriers. And when we first got that warning, I was actually really pleased with it because I thought that it was really accurate, and it did actually shed some light on something that could potentially happen. When I read it, my first thought was, I really agree with them, and I stand behind this. So the key is when you have a baby carrier and you're wearing one, that you're wearing it correctly. So we're trying to really sort of distill it down to some really basic stuff. So on the very, very back, we have some little diagrams here with some positioning ideas for you. The reasons that babies might get into trouble are in the circles that have an X through them, or a slash through them. And then we have one diagram here where the baby is in a position that's relatively safe. I guess it's the semi-reclined position, as long as they're in there and their chin is not touching their chest. So when we get into the safety part, we'll go into some more details about that. Okay, one thing we have to remind everybody is babies have been worn for millennia in baby carriers in all cultures, and I think that baby slings have gotten really popular in the United States, like in the past few years, because they're a convenient parenting item. It's another parenting tool in your parenting toolbox. All of us love them. We wore them. All of us use them for our own babies. And all of our friends use them for their babies, and it just made sense that we're all in this business because we loved it and cared about it so much. We believe really strongly in the proven benefits of baby wearing, which is in here on the right-hand side of the column, including a 46% decrease in crying infants. Crying infants were carried over those that were not, and we know that crying is a baby's way of sort of communicating a need, so if you can keep that crying down to a minimum, there's brain stimulation and a calming effect on those babies for being cared for, and when the crying is reduced. Also, we know from studies that it facilitates and encourages closeness and bonding. We know that it supports the breastfeeding relationship. If your baby is close to you, you know when they're hungry, as opposed to when they're down the hall in some other device. It also helps parents stay mobile and active. One of my famous stories is carrying a baby in a sling and being able to do all my shopping at the Gap while nursing. So, you know, for me as an active parent who didn't want to sit around in a nursing room, it was very good for me. Encourages muscles in babies that help upper body and head strength. For example, it's sort of like tummy time, but on the go. You have less occurrence of that flathead syndrome. What is that called? Plagiocephaly, because they're not laying on their back as much as they have to because of the cribs and the back to sleep campaign and the car seats. So this is another time. This is a time in their life where they're actually not laying on the surface with their head flat against something. Keeps babies at eye level for interaction. There's studies that show they learn better when they're up high and they're at everybody else's level and everybody can see them. All right, also good for babies' mental and emotional development. So we know that there's a lot of benefits. I know that if somebody hands me a baby, and I don't have a sling, I do not know what to do with that baby. So I hold the baby and I'm like, where's my sling? I need my sling now. So I can't imagine a world without slings. So we're going to address a couple of areas of concern down here in the bottom little chart. I actually am the CPSC chairwoman for the, not CPSC, ASTM chairwoman for the subcommittee on baby sling safety. And we've been working for 2 years on safety standards for our sling carriers ever since the sling carrier sort of part of the market sort of blew up. And 2 years we've been working on it, and the reason, the sort of rationale behind the work we've been doing is based on these areas of concern for safety, where we have incident reports from the CPSC, and we know what's been going on with these carriers. The concern that I think that most people were worried about for a long time were slips and falls and tripping. And people would ask, can your baby fall out of that? Well, I mean, I could probably do a cartwheel in this right now and the baby's not going to fall out. However, in certain carriers, it's possible because they were sort of a hanging situation instead of a tight baby carrier. So if they're hanging, maybe they might fall out. But there have been a couple of incidents here and there of falling out. And positional asphyxia is the hazard that we think, but we don't know for sure, is affected the 3 infants that died in the Infantino Sling Rider in the last 12 months, but we don't know that for sure. And then mechanical asphyxiation with suffocation is when the baby's face is covered by some kind of cloth material, and or maybe smushed against the parent's body. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, why don't we show them the differences like between this ring sling and Infantino, and then how that.
Yeah, that'd be a good time for that. Okay, so this particular type of baby carrier is an adjustable baby carrier, adjustable sling. It's a ring sling, is generally sort of the jargon that we have. And it's adjustable with 2 rings, and you can tighten it, and you can hold a baby in several positions in this type of baby carrier. What I'm doing right now is the tummy to tummy. And as you can see, the baby is up high, she's close to me, she's right above my chest, she's not hanging down below my chest. I can see her. I know what's going on with her. She's kissable, she's visible, in an improper way to where this carrier would be down low, where she is not kissable without a lot of effort. And it's possible that she cannot be visible. Now, the thing that's good about this carrier, so, is that I can get her into the right position relatively easily. Another good position, another fine position, is upright, semi-reclined. However, she's going to be up higher and sitting facing to the side. And I'm going to cradle her head, which is the outside of the sling. She's okay like this too. I'm not getting it exactly right. But she's fine like this also. It's when they get down really, really low and they get into that head pushing up against the chest, C position, that they're getting into jeopardy.